Yeah, hey.
Tobago updates.
Na 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 na.
Good morning, Tobago.
Na 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 na.
Wake up with Kandace and Denise.
When we are getting into the local government elections and to speak to us about some of what's happening in Trinidad with us concerned, we have Nickocy Phillips, political leader of the Unity of the People, on set with us. Good morning and welcome to you,
Good
Nickocy.
morning, good morning. Good morning to Tobago Updates and good morning to you, Kandace. Good morning.
All right, so you are on the ground campaign. We've been seeing you going hard at it in Trinidad. Tell me how it is.
It is great. As I said before, the warming in Trinidad is different. It's welcoming compared to the warming I'm getting here. I'm not being biased. But we didn't come up against any negativity and persons who are reluctant, they have the mentality of the one party system. They would still take the time to listen to us. They will pray for us, and they will have people praying for us, and they're praying for my candidate and myself. So it has been good. It has been warming and welcoming so far.
All right. And then, I mean, just to remind us as to what are the areas you guys are competing,
We just have
contesting,
one
sorry.
candidate, which is Miss Afia Griffith. She'll be contesting the electoral district of Buk Mulatrase and Febu Village. It's pronounced Borg Mulatrase, how we Jamaicans would pronounce it. But I was told in the district, pronounce it as Buk Mulatras. I'll leave it like that. And Febu Village. So she's doing good so far. We have a lot of number of interviews this morning, right up to the elections. Yesterday, she finished like after 10, 11 last night, going from mailbox to mailbox, even though she's at it. And the team is at it, and I think so. I'll be joining her on Thursday to close it off. And I think on Friday or Saturday we want to do something totally different, whereby we're supposed to do not a motorcade, but something to bring the people together. What we're doing is to have a candlelight prayer session, and we will be inviting all the political parties or opponents to come on board for that session in the Lacano area to let's just have a day of prayer for all the candidates that are going forward in the election. So we want to do something totally different.
And that's very interesting. Why? What would have sparked that?
Because I'm seeing so much of negativity with the political leaders, bring bashing on each other. The UNC leader against the Prime Minister, Gary Griffith talking against Philip Alexander. This is not what local government election is about. Local government election is supposed to be about the candidates, and we're not hearing the candidates. And even though you hear the candidates on one or two out of 141, you see them stuttering because their speeches were not written. So, I'm trying to bring the consensus to the people that the local government election, it has to be about the candidate and not the political parties with the rivalry and the negativity and all the slinging. And that's not what it's supposed to be about. And that's why we've been having a low voter turnout for this local government election, because people are not sensitized as to what it is. My candidate and I have to go through the blocks and explain to the young men what it is, because they think that voting for her will give her a job, she will get a job for them, she will get this. No, we had to tell them about the local government, what it is about as a counselor. So I think the education is not there, because the rhetorics that I use on the platform, it's not speaking to and about local government election. It's talking about the party leaders continue to bash each other.
What is one of the things that you learned so far for this election campaign for the local government elections? What has it taught you about just politics in general and what the people need?
It has taught me, if you don't have a good shoulder, a strong backing, and a spiritual and mental power, you will never survive in politics. That's one. Two, it also teaches me that we have a lot of work to do in constitutional reform, because, as I said before, we should not have governments, outgoing or ingoing, using the state resources to buy candidates or to buy voters. And that is what is happening in this election in Trinidad. We also have persons who are requesting stuff, and the desensitization. It has taught me a lot, and it has taught me that the Trinidad space is a total different cultural dynamic compared to Tobago. It is totally different, but
And what stands out to you as being different?
the fight is real. The fight is real. These people are playing. These people serious about the politics. And you know what happened? What I've learned is that these boys on the block, they are fully educated about politics.
Hmm.
I could tell you that because on 2 points we went on so many block areas. This young man, I know some of them could actually tell me when I started politics, what I was doing before the politics, and they say, "Oh, we're researching you. We know you're going to the UN." They know because I think they have an invested interest. Yes, they want to get jobs and stuff, but they I think some of them are aware of what the party is about and what we're putting across. And the only thing about it is that the bribery. Because some of them are saying, oh, we're getting this, we're getting that from the other parties. And I'm seeing it actually happen on the ground where people are getting things and people are being persuaded to vote. But as I said, Trinidad is a total different space. This is our first time, and I'm glad that I only have one candidate to test the waters. But for general elections, I think I will be ready because now I'll have a feeling of what to expect in this local election. I think the EBC also they have been the returning officers. They have been nice. They have been sending information. They have been calling. They have been making sure that we know. Okay, we have this special voting. Trinidad is nice. It's a different, totally ball game. There's no level sense of biasness. The only thing is that, as somebody just said this morning, we're seeing a lot of you in Trinidad space in the Trinidad media, but nothing in Tobago. And I said that is totally not up to me. If Tobago updates don't come with an update, people will not know. But what about the other media houses which have been very biased? And I speak clearly. If Tobago updates don't call me, the rest of media houses wouldn't come, and that's not a problem. But I know when the election comes around and they want an interview, they will go find a spirit to do the interview because I wouldn't be doing it. But when Tobago updates call me, I'll be always willing to give an interview to you.
And we certainly appreciate that. But when you out there, I mean, what are your prospects for this election? I mean, you said that you're testing the waters. What are you expecting?
Well, so far the response is very good. The response is good. It's all left up to the people. We have done what we're supposed to do. We still have, walking around to do. We have covered the grounds on where she has to vote. One of the things that I would have started, we have confirmed 200 online scholarship that has been sponsored by Bismarck Technology, the persons we launched the health cards with.
Yes.
We're not going to launch the program before the elections. We don't want it to look as an election gimmick. We have confirmed that in writing everything. So after the election, win, lose, or draw, we are going to continue working in her area. I've also put together a river cleanup gang because there are places in her community that the rivers that needs to be cleaned up. So we're going to try to do it as an employment process for persons in the community, the young men who don't have a job. We're also looking at finding, I'm going to put the food hamper drive within her area. I'm also putting some social programs that I've listed here in Tobago space that will work in the community. So we have a lot of things in place for the community of Lacano, and as time go by, it will happen. The work does not stop here. When she wins as councillor, the work now begins. But we, as the political party that is running and fueling her, we have to also make sure that she has a lot of initiatives for the community outside of being a councillor for the Sawa Lavanto Regional Corporation.
And certainly, and then earlier in the interview, you said that one of the things you're doing this weekend is to have a special day of prayer and candlelight service with the other candidates as well. Is this an indication that win, lose, or draw, that your candidate, Mr. Fia Scott, is going to be working with the other candidates that we have contested to make sure that you can really reach all the people in your community?
Yes, so far she I sent some pictures with you. She met with the UNC candidate.
Yes.
She met with the PDP candidates. Some of the other candidates in the party. She had a dialogue with them and stuff, and she's pushing it because she knows that I'm not playing, and we are about unity and there's no negativity. At the beginning there was that party with the negativity, and we dealt with that part, but we have to make sure I'm preparing her for bigger things. And win, lose, or draw, I am glad that she has a spirit. I tell her she will call me 2 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I have a project to do and I want to do this. I said, Afia, you need to go to sleep. Leave that to me. But she is persistent. And let me tell you something, Kandace, I mean real. And many times I wanted to give up, but because of her and because of the support that I'm getting from people in Trinidad space, the only thing that they're saying, oh God, we wish you had more candidates. But it's not me. And I said when we had screening, and next time I'm going to have a media person in the screening, people were asking for money. And what we're getting, and if I win, they want this and they want that and they want house and land. It's ridiculous. And I'm asking, you're asking me for that. But you won't go ask PNM and UNC what you're getting, what you're getting. Maybe you're getting whatever you're getting. But you wouldn't do that in a screening. So we had to do what we had to do. She was persistent, ongoing, even though being the lone candidate. And you know what we said? As the political leader and our team and executive, we decided to push her, and we never regret it. We have no regrets at all, period. It is going so amazing.
And if it's one message that you want to leave with the people in terms of, just what's going to happen over the next few days leading up to Monday, what would you like to say to them?
My honest message to the citizens first is think twice. You made mistakes in the past. Don't allow the mistakes to catch up with you for the future. You have choices. You have an opportunity for change. Be a vehicle of that change and don't allow the change to bribe you to become change. Also, a message to the political leaders. It's not about you. It's not about us. It's about the local government election, local government reform, and the councillors that are, or the candidates that are vying. Come off this crappy horse that you're all pulling on each other and bashing each other. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are suffering mentally, physically, and financially. And for you to continue to have that level of negativity, it's not making an augur well for Trinidad and Tobago, because people are looking on at you as leaders. When you're talking about Pulamatic and Lego your clips and all them nonsense, it's not good. Forget about yourself and let the candidates speak. Let the people see who they're voting for. And that is the message. And I just want the people to wake up and smell the coffee and see that it's time for the candidates to come forward and let us see what we're putting ourselves in this local government election. And I wish them all the best. I wish all my opponents all the best for this election. I want it to become a clean election going forward. But as you see, we're dealing with big people with little children mentality.
And that's exactly where we're going to have to leave this conversation this morning. I want to thank you so much, Nickocy Phillips, for being on with us and giving us an update on what's been happening in Trinidad. Certainly, interesting feat, a remarkable feat for yourself, being able to take your political, your political goals and everything to Trinidad as well, and to include that fully into unity of the people.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
All right, viewers, so we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back, so don't you go anywhere.